No, this is not going to be, some celebrity gossip, whatnot. I'm a firm believer of the truth always comes to light no matter what. Because the truth always comes out, how we carry ourselves as people matters. For us as women, we can choose to carry ourselves as more than our sexuality. We have value, we have worth, we have intelligence, we're strong, we're motivated, we're empowered, and we do not need to fall back on something as small as our sexuality to get ahead. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Rachel Baskin and I'm the creator of the blog Dance in My Crown, a motivational blog geared towards empowering women to live purpose-driven lives. Thank you so much for watching this video. I, for one, am super excited to be back on here. I know that videos have been coming out consistently, but I have not been recording consistently because I've been sick with laryngitis. So excuse any huskiness in my voice that you might hear, and excuse the mug here that I have with me. It's not a prop. I've got some honey lemon going on in here to, help my voice hold out during these videos. But yeah, so I wanted to hop on here for a minute and talk about this whole Harvey Weinstein saga that's going on. And no, this is not going to be, some celebrity gossip, whatnot. But I really wanted to share, as the title of this video indicates, lessons that I think we can learn from Harvey Weinstein and all that has gone down with, all of these celebrities coming forward and talking about how they, were pressured by Harvey basically into having, I don't know, sex sometimes or something sexual or whatever, like he aggressively pursued them or whatever and used a lot of his power and influence to kind of get away with it. And I think going off of that very first thing about having power and influence and, position of authority over people, I think if you have that kind of authority or whatever over someone, like, do not kid. No amount of power or whatever, will ever stop the truth from being hidden, ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a firm believer of the truth always comes to light no matter what, So yeah, it would seem like he had gotten away with stuff for a long time. And I mean, he had this company and he was rich and blah, blah, blah. But I think that no matter what position we have in society or who we think we are or how rich we could be, how much power we think we have over people, the truth always comes out, because the truth cannot be stopped by money and by influence and whatever, the truth always comes out. And so I think in light of that, I think something that we can learn from that is to know that because the truth always comes out, how we carry ourselves as people matters. If you're living a two-faced life, or if you're portraying yourself as one thing but you really are something else, or if you're just not being 100% truthful about who you are and what you're doing and about your struggles and about your strengths and weaknesses, if you're not being 100% authentic, that will always come out and it will always come back to bite you in the butt. So I think it's always best, if there's one good thing that we can learn from this thing that has come out with Harvey Weinstein, is that the truth always comes out. And I think that's really cool too, especially if you're in a position where someone has been using their authority and stuff over you and making you feel down and making you feel stupid and making you feel like, they have this authority over you, and therefore you kind of like, this person will always get away with what they're doing, and you'll never see, your side of the story will never see the light of day. I think we can take comfort in the fact that the truth always does come out. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, however long, the truth always comes out. So as a victim or as someone who is having a wrong committed to them, I think we can take comfort in that truth, that the truth always comes out, the truth always prevails, you know what I mean? So I think if there's one lesson to learn from this whole Harvey Weinstein thing, I would say it's that, or that's the biggest lesson for me that I've been taking from it, is that the truth always comes out. And I think because of that, how we choose to live matters. You can't just think that, oh, I can do something and it's over and no one will ever see, no one will ever know, whatever. Like, I mean, sure, there's some people who get away with stuff, but more often than not, I believe that the truth comes out. So how you live your life really matters. So that's the one thing that I would say about this whole Harvey Weinstein that has been good. And then the other thing that I think, which is really good, is that it's challenging us as people to be able to see how we view women. You know what I mean? So, well, let me actually explain to you what I mean. I think that we live in a world where as women, we can sometimes be treated like we're disposable goods just because, you know, all we are is boobs, hips, butts, and, you know, that's basically all that there is to us. I think we still live in a day and age, and I think this whole thing with Harvey Weinstein shows that women, we aren't always taken seriously. You know what I mean? It's just about our bodies and, you know, the girls and whatever. And I think that if there's one good thing that this whole Harvey Weinstein thing shows, is that it challenges both men and women how we view women. You know, we are more than just objects for sexual gratification. We are more than just a man's sexual desire for us. You know what I mean? And I think for us as women, that should teach us something, which is that because we are more than those things, we can demand to be treated more seriously. We can carry ourselves as women and as people of value and people of worth. We do not need to just subject ourselves to the sexualization of womankind, you know. And I think the reason why I say this is because for me personally, it bothers me a lot in movies when there's a whole bunch of nudity and it's boobies everywhere and whatever. And I just kind of feel like, you know, for us as women, we can choose to carry ourselves as more than our sexuality. We can choose to show that we have brains, that we have intelligence, that we have value and worth. And I think the overarching reason why I'm saying this is, I know if you're watching this and you're wondering if I'm a feminist, I'm not. And I know that I might be sounding feminist, and I'm not. But the reason why I say that is because I believe that as women, we have been created by God as more than just objects of sexual gratification and pleasure. We have been created with value, we have worth, we have purpose. And I feel like with this issue, with this whole Harvey Weinstein thing coming out, I think one thing that it shows is that women are more than just sexual objects, and that we should be respected and treated in such a way that shows that we are just more than our sexuality. And I think that's a very empowering message for us as women to hear in this day and age, because where I said we live in a society where, you know, nudity, female nudity is so prevalent in movies, you know, pornography is just rife, like the consumption of pornography is crazy hectic. And I think that sometimes for us as women, we might get the idea in our heads that we can only advance in our careers, we can only be taken seriously or whatever if we go to bed with our bosses, or if we play up our sexual assets in order to get ahead of the game. And no, we don't need to do that. You know, we have value, we have worth, we have intelligence, we're strong, we're motivated, we're empowered, and we do not need to fall back on something as small as our sexuality to get ahead. And we do not need to have our sexuality used as a weapon against us. We can stand up and call it out and denounce it and say, like, you know what, this is wrong. I am more than my hips and my thighs, and I'm more than the sexual arousal that I bring forward in you. And I think that we as women, we can be proud of that and we can stand in that, you know what I mean? And that we can demand that we be treated as value and worth, because first of all, first and foremost, our value and our worth comes in Christ. I'm sorry, my voice is giving out. I'm recovering from laryngitis. Excuse me. But yeah, we as women, we can demand to be, you know, treated with value and with worth, because God has made us that way. And so we are not stupid. We are not, you know, we're not trying to be extra and over the top. If we demand to be treated with the value and the work that God has imparted on us when he made us. And I think that this Harvey Weinstein thing, what it's doing is it's drawing people attention to that you know what, men or anyone in a position of power cannot use that power, that influence, that money in order to just feel like they can treat women as whatever. You know what I mean? And we as women, we don't need to settle for that. You know, you have value, you have worth, you were created in the image of God, and you bring something beautiful into this world. You're not to be used and abused and discarded like you're some kind of cheap, damaged goods. You know what I'm saying? So I think that those are some really good things that have come out of this whole Harvey Weinstein thing. Number one is just knowing that we can be vindicated when it comes to telling the truth, because the truth always comes out. And then for us as women, I think it's really good to know that, you know what, yes, the world is starting to see that we are more than just hips and thighs. We're brains, we are brawn, we are beauty, we have backbone, you know, and that's something that we can be proud of. And I think for those of us who have kids, who have daughters, who have sons, we can teach our children what true womanhood means. You know, we can teach our sons. For example, I have a 2-year-old boy. I can teach my son to start seeing the value in women. You know, to start seeing women as more than just objects of sexual pleasure, but to respect them, to cherish them, to love them, to protect them. And I must say, that's been something that I found has been really awesome to see. Like even some of my male friends on Facebook, and even celebrities, you know, male celebrities, I've been seeing, there've been a couple of them, like the one that I can think of off the top of my head was like Ryan Gosling, like denouncing, you know, the wrong that is happening. But then seeing a couple of my male friends on Facebook too, just talk about how wrong it is that women are treated in this way, and how, you know, women should be able to feel like they're safe, you know, wherever they go. And so yeah, I feel like that's been positive to be able to see that, you know, men even are denouncing this as wrong. But one thing that I have been saddened to see, for example, in this Harvey Weinstein incident, and also with some of my girlfriends on Facebook, like there have been so many women who have a story where something inappropriate has gone down at work. You know, like there's been like my friends who like they've been groped at work, like just the craziest stuff or whatever, and the male perpetrators who have done this can just kind of like shrug it off and walk away because, you know, like what is gonna happen? Sweet nothing, you know. So I've been saddened to see that so many of my friends have been through something like that. But I've also been really encouraged to see that so many male friends that I know and other men that we're seeing in society stand up and denounce this. And so that makes me feel like there is hope. That even though there is this behavior that seems prevalent and overwhelming, there is hope that change is coming. So yeah, I think that's the good that we can take out of this whole Harvey Weinstein incident that's been going down. But yeah, those are my thoughts anyways about this issue. I would love to know, what are your thoughts? Do you think that any good has come out of this whole Harvey Weinstein being a sexual predator in Hollywood? What are the lessons that you've learned? What is your story with regards to how you've been treated as a woman by men in the workplace? Have you been subjected to this kind of behavior before? And do you think there's hope? Like I said, I think that there is, and I think that we as women, we can be really chuffed that some good is coming out of this. You know what I'm saying? So those are my thoughts. I would love to hear yours in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, thumbs up it. If you like the channel, subscribe to it, and stay tuned for more good stuff that are headed on this channel, that are coming onto this channel. And I will definitely connect with you in either the next blog post, podcast, or YouTube video. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye.